All right, let's go on to verse 2 of Genesis 7. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. And also verse 3, of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. We're going to discuss, insofar as the animals are concerned, we've already seen they're a picture of those that God saves, yet now God is breaking or dividing the animals into two groups, clean animals and not clean animals. And one group of clean animals you're to take by 7, and the other by 2, the male and his female. Now, we do need to point out one thing. It's sort of just the mechanics of it, the historical situation, and that is that God told Noah to take clean animals, every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. And right away we have a problem. If the command is to take 7 clean animals, let's say 7 sheep, and yet the command is also to take the animals, the male and his female, well, you can't have pairs if you have 7. You can have 3 pairs, and then you're going to have 1 sheep by itself, either male or female. And so we have to understand that the clean beast that is to be taken by sevens is referring to 7 pairs. 7 pairs, male and female, which would total 14 of the clean animals. They were to be taken on board. Now later in Genesis chapter 8, some animals are offered for sacrifice. So God has his purposes or his reasons for why there are to be so many clean animals. It's even possible that some of the animals were to be eaten, although the language here doesn't really get into this area, but it's a possibility because we know that animals could be eaten. But that kind of language is not found in chapter 6 in the preparation. When we look up the 2 Hebrew words translated as food in Genesis 6:21, both pointed us to herbs and fruit of trees and so forth, and none of it identified with food from animals. And one reason that God could not be giving us a look into that area is because the animals typify something and represent something. The clean beasts are pointing to those that have been cleansed from sin. The not clean animals typify the entire creation. So since the Bible doesn't get into food from animals, we're not going to, and we're not going to say they were eating the animals on board the ark. That would be speculation, but there were 7 pairs of the clean animals, not 7 individual animals. And we can know this if we turn to Genesis 7, verse 15. It says, and they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. This is why some people think that there were just exclusively 2 pairs of every animal because of this statement. And they're not familiar with the command to bring 7 clean beasts. But the 2 and 2 would be 1 pair of clean sheep, the next pair, the 3rd pair, the 4th pair, 5th pair, 6th, 7th pair, and then the next clean animal. 2 and 2, the male and the female. It also says in verse 16, and they that went in male and female of flesh, as God had commanded him, and Jehovah shut him in. So in both cases, clean beast and of beasts that are not clean, we find no exceptions. We do not find that the language of the Bible allows for an oddball, an animal that's the 7th without a mate. In both, it says they went in 2 by 2, and they went in male and female. Every animal had a mate, and there was no single animals that were boarding the ark.